nonsensical. And the question is, Chad, do you agree? Here we go.
Hours after the shooting, appellant made a recorded call to Harris stating that he didn't even remember what they were arguing about, and he wanted to know the hospital where Pete was being treated. He blamed alcohol for the quote unquote shit that he did. Now, the second one was later that day, appellant sent a text to Pete, to the victim, and that text was preserved. In it, appellant said Pete would probably never talk to him again, that he was sorry, and he blamed again the alcohol for the quote unquote shit that never should have happened. And then the third and final is the verified Instagram post that I'll also get to. Now, appellant's assertion is that he really wasn't accepting blame for having shot Pete, but for causing a rift in the relationship between Pete and Harris.
Shout out to Tyler. What up, Tyler? Tyler said free Tory. And shout out to the umbrellas. And also, shout out to Megan Thee Stallion's fan base. Like I said, we not taking no sides. Only reason why I'm biased is because I'm an umbrella myself. I like Tory Lanez's music, but like I said, if he had really turned around and did Megan dirty like that, Ninja gotta sit, Ninja, you gotta sit, Ninja. You lucky you got 10 years and you ain't getting more. Besides the point. Yeah, so basically Tory Lanez came out and said when he apologized, and we showed you guys those text messages. I might have to pull up these pictures. I should have brought them up sooner. When he apologized for whatever he said happened, he wasn't referring to shooting her. He was referring to just whatever happened between them. And I personally think what he meant when he said sorry, and this doesn't mean that this is factual. And like I said, man, everything you see is for entertainment purposes and social media commentary only. I'm not accusing Megan Thee Stallion of doing anything. I'm not accusing Tory Lanez of saying anything. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I don't have money. Don't sue me. I have no money. Don't subpoena me. Talking about that. Tory did not pay me, Ninja. Okay? Nobody paid me. Nobody paid me. I'm just saying these things off of my own brain, okay? I'm assuming that what Tory Lanez was really saying sorry for when it came to the shit that happened, I think he was saying sorry about being caught up trying to sleep with, you know, her and her best friend. You feel me? That's what I think. I could be wrong, though. But I think that's what he was apologizing for. Now, when it comes to the glizzy, like I said, the whole thing for me is, why did somebody get, what is it, immunity? I believe Kelsey got immunity, if I'm not mistaken, as soon as the case started. That's very weird. That strikes me as odd. Now, 1 second, I'm trying to find the pictures. Let me see. Nope.
A late night.
Nope.
A late
you
night.
Cool, G?
Oh my god, my bad, guys.
I don't even want to take dick right now because.
Oh. Sorry.
You need to leave.
My bad. All right, let me see if I can find it, guys. Can I find it?
Fire crew.
Nope.
Miami.
Nope. Nope. I gotta find it, man. Hold on, let me see. A lot of pics. Let me go to my pictures. Here we go. There we go. Found it. All right, so we brought this picture up before. Let me move it out the way. 1 second, y'all. Bear with me. You know, you got to screenshot some of this shit because they make it disappear off the net because it might expose and implicate people. But we got the screenshots. So like I said, in this screenshot right here, we have this screenshot right here. When we look at the screenshot, Harris confirms that Peterson shot Pete. And Peterson is Daystar Peterson, which is Tory Lanez. And Harris confirms that he shot, Pete, which is Megan Thee Stallion, right? So let me see if I make it bigger. I can't make it bigger, but this is at 7:27 in the morning, which makes no sense. Like I said with the timeline, makes no sense at all. But this photo shows that July 12th, 7:27 a.m. Help, Tory shot Meg and handled me, 911. So my thing is, if this happened at 7:27, how is the footage at 11 o'clock at night? So I pulled up another picture, and when I pulled up the picture, I think it said 4:27 a.m. So they already had the pictures wrong, and it said 4:27 a.m. and it's like, okay, so it said 4:27. It makes more sense, but like I said, when we go to the footage, and we're gonna go to the police body cam footage right now, and let us know what you think in the comment section. It just doesn't follow. The whole timeline does not follow properly. Okay, that's what it comes down to, and that's why Tory Lanez lawyers are saying there were some errors done in this case. Hold on, Megan, Meg the Stallion, police body cam footage. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. So one thing I love about body cams is it shows the time frame, right? So if we look at the time frame right here, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same day. So the day is right there. I'm looking at it. It says 7/12/2020. So July 12, 2020, right? That's what the body cam footage says for those of you who can't see it. So when I go back to that picture, I'm going back to the picture, unless the picture's wrong and the picture is doctored. And that's why I'm of the opinion, guys, that you got to realize, and you have to always remember, and I learned this in a book, shout out to Eli, the media is the fourth branch of unrestricted government. So the media can do what the other branches of government can't do. The media can paint a picture about you, whereas the government can't, because you'll sue the government. Now you can sue the media, but the problem is with the media, you'll never find the original source of who put out the first publication. So you can't sue everybody because you don't have enough money to sue everybody. But once one person puts out the publication, so some person could be like, oh, Black Adam has a baby. Another person. So look, New York Times, Black Adam has a baby. Double XL, Black Adam has a jit. Times New Roman. Does Black Adam have a baby? Now everybody believe I got a baby. Guess what? I ain't never dropped no kids. So how, Sway? How? Anyways, let me pull up this picture so I can show y'all. 1 second, bear with me. And like I said, let us know what you think in the comment section. All right, so here's the picture. Like I said, July 12th, 2020, July 12th right here. It says 7:27 a.m. So if this is the right picture, and that's how I know this is a wrong picture, and this picture was fake or doctored, how can these messages be at 7:27 a.m.? It's not possible. And the reason why I'm assuming these messages are at 7:27 a.m. is because the way the Apple phone works, when you send a message and you ain't sent a message in a while, you feel me? It shows the last time y'all sent a message. What could possibly be true, right? The last message she sent before the time that it happened was at 7:27. Then she sent the help, Tory shot Meg and handled me 911. And who Harrison is confirming that to is her bodyguard. However, if I'm not mistaken, the bodyguard came out after Tory Lanez got stabbed up. My bad, YouTube. When Tory Lanez got poked up, after Tory Lanez got poked up, the bodyguard came out and said that Tory didn't shoot the gun. So how? How? It makes no sense, bro. Somebody got to explain that. How? And I'm going to pull that up in a little bit, but hold on. Let me go back to TikTok. Now, Tyler, I don't want to be the one to ask you, Tyler. Why you got them hearts up, Ninja?
But what the hell, boy?
Anywho, I'm going to mind my business. I don't know what's up with Tyler today. Here we go. Like I said, this is 11:34 in the nighttime, people, because it's not the daytime or else it'll be light outside. Here we go.
Show us your hands. Come out with your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice.
Let me make it big so y'all can see it.
Back. Keep going. Keep going.
And at this point in time,
Stop. Move to the left.
at this point in time, I guess at this point in time is when he told, that's when he told Meg to get out the car or whatever, the police. Shout out to the 5-0. Here we go, run that back.
Okay? Come out, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up. All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going. Keep going.
So I'm trying to see what I'm trying to see at the beginning of the video. You guys can't see it. I'm trying to see that she dropped something out the car and then step on it, because I'm pretty sure something fell out the car.
Show us your hands.
But for those of you guys who can't see it, there's something on the floor. You won't be able to see it because, you know, the way the screen works, but there's something on the floor that I can see because I can make the screen bigger on my computer. There's something on the floor. Boom.
Come out with your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure, based off of what I just seen, I'm pretty sure she just stepped on what was on the floor. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
You need to leave.
She could have stepped right by it. You can't really tell. They'd have to do a deep dive and go, you know, enhance the image and all that. But either she stepped on something on the floor, or she stepped close to something on the floor. Here we go.
Hold your hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up. All right, move back to the sound of
My voice.
hands up.
Hey, walk back on the sidewalk.
Yeah, keep walking back to the sidewalk.
79, Roger, everybody, no longer in the
Keep
canyon.
moving back. We're gonna help you.
Keep coming back to the sound of my voice.
And Hollywood, they can stand by, having their La Brea and Hollywood, or
Step out of the vehicle.
Canyon, Murder, Hollywood.
Away from us. Okay, keep moving back. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving.
Stand by.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Okay, stop.
Now, ladies, like I said, ladies, pull up to the front of the club, please. Form a circle. Ladies, when the police tell you to do something, stop thinking you're above the law, bruh. I can't stand when y'all do that shit, bro. Do y'all understand that they tell you put your hands up and you turn around and start talking to them? They will bust at your ass, okay? Bro, they will bust at you, bro. Listen to what the police officer said. If they said turn around, don't look at me, do not look at them ninjas, because you're giving them ninjas a reason to bust at you, bro. Here we go.
Hold your hands up.
Okay, my hands are up.
Okay, get out.
604.
And I believe that's Kelsey coming out the whip or whatever.
Passengers, step out of the vehicle. I see you.
Or Maplewood Canyon, Murder, Hollywood.
Step out of the vehicle.
Get out.
Yeah, y'all think it's a game, bro. I'm telling you, clown world, ninja. Y'all really think these people will not shoot you up and say, oh, we thought you had a gun?
Hurry up. We're ready to treatment. Face away from us. Now hold your hands up.
Okay, my hands are up.
Okay, get out.
604.
Face away from us.
And then you getting skippy with the police. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. All right, so look, fast forward, like I said, Kelsey, bodyguard. 1 second, y'all. Kelsey, bodyguard, Tory Lanez. Here we go, guys. Like I said, so this is where we're at. Fast forward.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial.
All right, now, first off, let me stop it right there. So they said, and for those of you who didn't hear, my bad that it's slow, that's as loud as it goes, but they said that he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris's trial, whatever the case may have you, right? So was this ninja in the car or was this ninja not in the car? That's another conundrum. And this is why it's a conundrum, because if he was in the car, since he was the bodyguard and the driver, if he was in the car, why did she have to text him to get the police? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Where it's like, what are the odds? Like, why did she text him about send help, call 911 if he was in the car? I don't know whether or not he was in the car. I'm just saying, because look, run it back.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial.
Bodyguard and driver. Bodyguard and driver. Now, at the same time, let me stop by saying this too. Everything that you guys see is for social media commentary and purposes only. None of this is real. This is based off of available social media information. Past that, Ninja, I don't know what's what, Ninja. None of it's real. I'm not inciting anything. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. We see victims on the pack. Black pill. Shout out to Megan. Shout out to Tory, Ninja. I'm just saying, Ninja. Okay. I like shows like Law and Order, okay, SVU and shit like that. So it kind of enticed me, and Criminal Minds and shit like that. It enticed me. Here we go.
As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others.
So he said he had close proximity and blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
Mr. Peterson, I'm sorry, Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was
Run that back.
He was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others.
All right, so he said that the bodyguard was in close proximity to Kelsey and he was privy to conversations that she was having with her husband and others. Now, let's continue.
Mr. Peterson, I'm sorry, Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People. And that.
So he's not under any kind of non-disclosed agreements, no NDAs. He's free to speak with the people.
He was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times.
Okay, so here's what happened from what they said. What they said was that he didn't have the gun. She had the gun. She busted it first 3 times. Then he tried to stop her. He moved her hand, and then it shot 2 more times. Now, if that was what happened, that can be grounds for her to say, yeah, he shot her, but he was trying to stop her from shooting, but he still ended up shooting her in correlation to trying to stop Kelsey from shooting. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure Kelsey got immunity as soon as the case started or whatever and chose not to speak and plead the fifth or something, but we'll look that up to be sure. Here we go.
In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
So the passenger side where the gunshots came from was where Miss Harris was sitting. So basically, if this is true, I'm not saying it is true, and this is all for entertainment purposes and social media commentary only. If this is true, by correlation, we have to assume that the ninja sitting, we have to assume Tory Lanez was in the front seat, right? Either right here or right here. And we have to assume that this ninja is sitting in jail over 2 women beefing with each other. Let's continue.
This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night. And
yes, and like he said, there was another man. So there was another man that was there. Who's the other man? Here we go.
The only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson. Even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
Yeah, man, scary times to be a man. Hey, gentlemen, like I said, pay attention. Hit the like button, answer the poll, ninja. Damn. And this is what Megan had to say. Here we go.
If you say you didn't shoot me, why won't you get on the stand and say I didn't shoot this bitch? You say it online every day. You figure out how to get your to say you didn't do it. You figure out how to get the blogs to say you didn't do it. But the one it would have mattered from was you. You should have said I didn't do it. Kelsey did it. If she did it, why wouldn't you just say she did it? Kelsey, if you did not do it, why won't you just say I did not do it? I know who shot me. I said who shot me, and that's why the fuck you in jail. There's no new evidence. Motherfucking witnesses went missing. Why? I wonder why the witnesses went missing. Did y'all pay them? Why y'all showing up now? Why y'all showing up? It's about to be 2024. Y'all still with me. I don't give a fuck what you motherfuckers make trend. Bitch, I can't be too motherfucking evil because God keep blessing me.
Let me see. Let me see 1 second. Let me see. Hold on. Kelsey Harris, Tory Lanez. Let me see. Like I said, as far as I know, Kelsey Harris had immunity. Here we go. Shout out to Joe Budden and the Joe Budden podcast.
A lot of people with a brain thought that it was more likely that two chicks found out they was fucking the same nigga and one of them shot the other one versus two chicks found out they were fucking with the same dude and the dude shot one of them in the foot.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. So when he apologized for her, he apologized for probably getting caught trying to sleep with both of them. My whole thing is, was it about Kelsey or wasn't it about Kylie Jenner or something like that? I don't even know. That's the whole thing where it gets a little bit iffy, because was Kylie Jenner not a part of this, if I'm not mistaken?
But what the hell, boy?
Let's go to Google real quick just to make sure, so we verify our sources. Let me see. Tory. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Tory Lanez, Kelsey. See what AI says. Kelsey was a key witness in the trial of Tory Lanez for the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion. Harris was a friend and assistant of Megan Thee Stallion and was present during the incident where Tory Lanez allegedly shot Megan in the feet. During the trial, Harris's testimony was inconsistent. And this is AI, by the way, people. This is AI. I'm not making this up. That's AI. But like I said, everything's for entertainment purposes and social media commentary only. But yeah, during the trial, Harris's testimony was inconsistent, contradicting her previous statements to police where she had implicated Lanez as a shooter. Here's a breakdown of the key aspects concerning Tory Lanez and Kelsey Harris in the context of the Megan Thee Stallion shooting incident. Kelsey Harris was in the car with Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez the night of the incident and witnessed the shooting. Her initial statements and testimony. She initially told prosecutors that she saw Lanez shoot Megan Thee Stallion. However, during the trial, her testimony was inconsistent and she claimed she couldn't recall details or that her prior statements were inaccurate. Contradictory evidence. Despite her inconsistent testimony, a jail phone call between Tory Lanez and Kelsey Harris, where Lanez apologized for the shooting, was a significant piece of evidence used in Lanez's conviction. Defense allegations. Lanez's defense team attempted to shift blame to Harris during the trial, suggesting she might have been the shooter, possibly due to jealousy related to a rumored relationship between Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. What gets even more crazy about this is, like I said, based off of what they said, didn't they say that Kelsey Harris was married? So now let me go look this up. Kelsey Harris married? See, look, and this is where it gets even more weird. So Kelsey Harris is married to a Darian D-Boy Smith. So if Kelsey Harris is married, how, bruh? How?
But what the hell, boy?
What was she jealous of? I mean, I don't know. Anyways, let's continue. Let's continue. Let me go back to TikTok. 1 second. Let me see. TikTok. 1 second, y'all. I'm about to make the point. Hold on. We're just taking y'all back in time through the case. Here we go.
Do with that what you will. He's away. I don't think he's coming home.
Yeah,
that's what I got for you there.
This is what I say. To the first point, I agree. He wasn't charged with assault with a deadly weapon, but he was charged and convicted of possession of a weapon, discharging a weapon, and assault with the weapon.
But that wasn't his weapon, and some people know that.
Yeah,
and it don't have to be his weapon to catch those charges. You know that.
Say that again?
It didn't have to be his weapon to catch those charges.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was his weapon.
Okay, but I'm railroaded if whoever's weapon it was has immunity.
You see that?
That's a different point.
I'm railroaded if that happens. We just always ignore the railroad. Not saying that means not guilty. I'm just talking about a railroad. A railroad means I should get a retry.
On what basis? I'm just trying to follow.
Well, Tory was arguing that his representation was incompetent.
Oh, that's a different issue. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I support you.
All right, shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. All right, fast forward. So Tory Lanez appeal. Fast forward. Here we go.
Are you arguing that any time?
And this is official footage from the appeal today, okay? People hit the like button. Here we go.
Witness is subject to a body attachment, that should...
Also, if the volume is low, put the volume up, guys. Put the volume up.
Are you arguing that any time a witness is subject to a body attachment, that should be, that any reference to that witness should be off limits in opening statement?
I think that the prosecutor should be extra careful in such a situation because they're going into this knowing that that witness is not cooperative. So I think that if they say that they hope to produce such a witness, that perhaps would be enough. But here, there was just no hesitation. And I think it's especially true in the case of the evidence that we're dealing with Mr. Peterson, that it was a confession.
And so what was the evidence or indication that the people did not have a reasonable good faith belief that they would be able to produce Mr. Edison at trial?
And free use, YouTube, free use. Listen to this, people.
Actually have no proof of the district attorneys ever speaking to Mr. Edison. The defense was never provided of a copy of any interview that they conducted on this witness. We have no physical evidence. All we have is an email from the district attorney in this case that said, I didn't disclose this and I meant to disclose it, but we are going to call this witness who will say that Mr. Peterson confessed to him. So
there you go. What they're saying is somebody didn't do their job, okay? Somebody didn't do their job all the way, and that's due process. And supposedly, this witness have Tory Lanez confessing to him, and Tory, as far as they know, never confessed to anybody. Here we go.
I honestly, despite my best investigations, we cannot find where this statement came from. We cannot ascertain the veracity of these statements.
And what that means is they cannot ascertain the veracity of these statements. That means it was just socially engineered, i.e. it was made up. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It was fabricated. Here we go.
That's why I think it's inappropriate. I don't think it's always inappropriate. But in this case, with these particular facts, I do feel that it's inappropriate.
And that was the question. Was Tory Lanez jury prejudiced by claim about Megan's security? Let's see if we got some more.
I feel that it would have really tipped those scales to reasonable doubt to find that Mr. Peterson was innocent. And that's why today we humbly pray for exoneration of Mr. Daystar Peterson.
Thank you very much.
And key witnesses in the case, Mr. Sean Hawley, who gave testimony, we're attempting to get a copy of his 911 call.
There you go.
You said Sean Hawley?
Sean Kelly.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were referring to counsel who's female. Okay.
Yeah, no. Very close. Yes, Sean Hawley was the attorney. Sean Kelly was the witness.
Okay, got it.
Different spellings also.
Okay.
So obviously we can see that this is favorable. The second question under that three-part analysis with Strickler was it suppressed willfully or accidentally?
Free use, YouTube. Free use. Here we go.
Yes, this evidence was suppressed. All of these different pieces to where Mr. Medesian said, I feel like every day I wake up and I have an email from either the night before or the morning of saying, oh, we missed giving you this.
And this is what I'm saying, where he wasn't given correct due process. They didn't do their job. Somebody didn't do their job, or multiple people didn't do their jobs. And like I said, This is all allegedly and for entertainment purposes and social media commentary only, but it's looking like people didn't do their job. Secondly, there was certain pieces of evidence that was withheld, which means he needs to be exonerated because they didn't do the due process properly. And as far as we know, and I could be wrong when I say this, I'm not a law expert, but if you ever heard of double jeopardy, you can't be tried for the same thing twice. With that being said, let this ninja out. Shout out to Tory. Here we go.
And very respectfully, I say that. And the final component of this three-pronged test is, would it have changed the outcome of the trial? Yes, absolutely. If our jury could have heard the full picture, the full accurate
my bad, y'all.
Picture of just the evidence being laid out as it was, without these don't be fooled and, late discovery, I feel that it would have really tipped those scales to reasonable doubt.
So basically,
find that Mr. Peterson was innocent. And that.
So basically what she's saying is, if we got the full scope of information and evidence, the jury would have probably more than likely came to a different conclusion. With that being said, man, that's it for tonight's show. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Shout out to Tory Lanez. Shout out to the Umbrellas. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Shout out to you if you tune